Alright, and welcome to the Swap Animal Skin tutorial. And in this video, we're going to take the skin from one animal and place it over the other. And you can use this for pretty much any type of photo of an animal, or any type of animal anyway. But what I decided to do is take this rhino here and this panther and combined it into something that looks like this. Now this is sort of like a fun thing. It's a little special effect that you can show your family and friends, and a lot of people are doing it now just for fun, so I wanted to go ahead and include it on the DVD. Now when you're picking out the pictures of your animals, and let's say you're going to take the skin off one, place it on the other, or vice versa, it doesn't really matter. Make sure it makes it a lot easier if they're going in the same direction. Did you see how we have the rhino here and we have the panther? They're almost like going in the same, they're pointed in the same direction in the way the shot was taken. They were coming, or the angle that they were positioned were very similar. And this will make it a lot easier when you're trying to combine the skin together and create something that looks like this. It doesn't have to be exact, but it just makes it a lot easier. So try to keep that in mind. And we can see a close-up view of it right here. And I think what I'll do for now is just move this out of the way. And I'll start fresh with this rhino image here. Okay, here's our rhino, and then I'll go back into the Adobe Bridge, and we will also need our panther. So I'll double-click on that and bring that into Photoshop. And I'm going to show you how to do this so you could almost use it for any photo. But first we must get this panther over this rhino image in the back here. So I'm going to come up here to select all, edit, copy. This is one way to do it. I can just come over here to edit and paste. There we go. And the first thing you're going to want to do is we need to match this panther up to the rhino as close as possible, just the body of the panther. So what we can do is lower the opacity of the layer that the panther is on, and while I'm at this, I'll just go ahead and name this, and we'll name this background. So I'll lower the opacity of the panther layer, and now we can see the rhino underneath it. Use the move tool to position this panther here over the rhino. But we can see that the rhino is just a little bit larger than the panther. Well, we could probably get away with enlarging the panther so it covers more of the rhino. Let's come over here to edit, down here to free transform, and I can zoom out of the image here a little bit. I'll hold down Alt and Shift, which is Option and Shift on the Mac, and I'll just click on one of the little transformation handles on the corner to size that up just a little bit. And I'll move that panther over the rhino, but I don't want to increase the size of the panther too much because I'm really resampling it, and I want to retain some of the detail in the skin of the panther. But I can probably get away with resizing that up just a little bit. And I'm just going to position this over, make sure that I get the legs. If the skin on one animal doesn't match up with the other animal's body, don't worry about it, because I'll show you a technique. You see there's nothing covering the rhino's foot here, but that's okay because we can take the skin from the panther over here and place it over the rhino's foot here. And so, but don't worry, I'll show you how to do all this stuff later on. I'm just going to go ahead and position this panther over the rhino like that. That looks pretty good. And I'll press the Enter key on the keyboard to confirm that. Great. Check it out. Okay, now what we're going to do is form the panther body to the rhino's body. So let's just increase the opacity, or just turn that all the way back up to 100%. And then what we're going to do is liquefy the panther onto the rhino. So just come up here to Filter and Liquefy. All right, here we are. And what we're going to do first is show the rhino underneath this panther. We're going to lower the opacity of the panther and reveal the rhino below it. That way we can liquefy the two together. So over here, down here where it says show backdrop, make sure this is checked. Just going to put a check in this box right here. And then where it says use, click on that, and we will want to select the rhino. All right, and look what happens when we do that. And you can also control the opacity of how much that rhino comes through there. If it's down to 0, we only see the panther, but if I increase the opacity, look at that. So a good practice is just to go somewhere, 50% will work just fine. And select this tool at the very top, which is the forward warp tool. Then come over here to the brush size and increase the brush size if it needs it. And then I'll just go over here and zoom in. And if you watch closely, what I'll do is form this panther body here to the rhino. Look at this. And we can see the rhino below it. And if we didn't have that there, though, we wouldn't know what to do. But the liquefy command really helps us out in this effect. It does a really good job. I'll just click and drag and push up the skin and the body to match the hippo, just like this. Or the rhino, I'm sorry. Yeah, rhinos and hippos on this DVD. Look at that. And down here, I can just push this out, almost like we're bloating, or we're just warping the skin, matching it up with the rhino. Look at that. And if you see anything else that looks like it's not supposed to be there, don't worry about it. We can go ahead and remove that later on. So just come in here and do the best you can with this warp tool. And I'll make this brush a little bit smaller if I need to get into tighter areas, like this right here. I can push that together. And I'll increase that. Let's go around the image here, and I'm going to pull it down a little bit just to fit the rhino, or to fit the skin to the rhino's belly here. Look at that. And also remember that we can just erase away these areas, like right here. But we can also form them. But if the form doesn't look good, then we can erase some of the form too. But it really makes a difference because it looks like the skin is going around the leg if we warp it. And I hope all this makes sense here. So, look at that. And I'm just going to come in the front, push this in here. There we go. And just do the best you can right now. But the more you do in the liquefy command, it's going to save you a lot of time later on. The more warping you can do here. There we go. So this is looking pretty good. So I'll just go over the entire image here and look for spots that need to be touched up. There we go. I don't want to make the skin look like it's stretched too much, so I think I might just leave it like it is. Okay, that looks pretty good. Not too bad of a job. Now let's go ahead and just click OK to confirm that. There we have it. And now it just looks like a big mess. Not really, though. We're going to go ahead and apply some blending modes here to get this skin into the right